How's it going, everyone? My name is Patrick Burns, and my PICO presentation is covering preoperative exercise. How does it improve postoperative outcomes? Let's look more into it. First, a little introduction about me. I graduated from Emory University back in 2016, where I majored in psychology. Currently, I'm working at Benchmark Physical Therapy as a rehab technician. I've been working there going on 3 years now, and I really enjoy my job there. I learned a lot through my experiences there. Now, I'm a student in the Master of Health Administration program, and this is my second semester. And this course specifically has shown me the importance of evidence in our field of study. Now, what got me interested in this topic? Working at Benchmark and in a physical therapy clinic, we see a lot of people coming in with different types of injuries, hip replacements, knee replacements. So that got me brainstorming about how we can improve our patients' outcomes faster, sooner, get them back to their normal activities as soon as we can. Now, let's look at our outline. Our outline goes as such. We will look into the significance of the problem, followed by our PICO question, and then we will look into the evidence supporting our PICO question. Then, the change model, go into our evaluation of the data. We will then discuss the dissemination, the importance, and how we will discuss this with our stakeholders. Go into our conclusion, followed by my recommendations in the references. So, the significance of the practice problem. Osteoarthritis is a worldwide ailment, and I'm sure we know someone who deals with osteoarthritis on the daily. So we are looking more into osteoarthritis in the knee. The solution to fixing this problem is the patient can have a total knee arthroplasty surgery. Following this surgery, we have to look at the postoperative recovery time. So you look into the length of stay in the hospital, how long do they have to stay in the hospital before they are able to get out the hospital, walk around and back to their homes, and then into the physical therapy sessions. And then how many sessions will they have to do before they are discharged? We will look into their ability to perform those normal activities, and this will improve throughout their physical therapy time. Now we want to be proactive in our approach to this practice problem, and we want to look into the preoperative exercise and what benefits our patients most before their surgery. And then looking at the recumbent bike and how flexion is very important to the postoperative recovery times and how it gets people back to their normal activity sooner because they're building up that flexion to go around on the bike. Now, our PICO question. So it goes as this. In total knee arthroplasty patients, how does the implementation of preoperative exercise benefit postoperative strength and functionality up to a year after the surgery compared to those patients only performing postoperative exercise? And again, why physical therapy? Because we want to be proactive in our approach and begin to build functionality, build that strength before the patients goes and have their surgery. My search strategy went like this. I used these USA Search Library, and I also used the PubMed database. And the time frame that I set for my articles were from 2014 to 2019. And the inclusion keywords that I used were preoperative exercise, total knee arthroplasty, knee flexion, postoperative outcomes. Those were some of the keywords that I used. With all of this, we got down to about 65 articles received, and then I only wanted the full text articles that I would be able to read. And then after that, I was able to bring that down to 19. Reading those 19, I chose 5 that I felt really showed the benefit of preoperative exercise in this problem. So the supporting evidence, functionality. When you think of functionality, we think of doing your normal activities, your normal routine, whether that is golfing, taking a walk, planting in your garden. We want to get our patients back to their normal routine. So a few tests that physical therapists use for their patients are the TUG, the timed up and go, and the 30-second sit to stand test. The timed up and go goes as this. A patient starts by sitting in a chair. They walk around 4 meters, turn around, sit back down in their chair, all while they are being timed by their physical therapist. So we usually do this on the initial visit and then throughout their program until they're discharged. Same goes as with the 30-second sit to stand test, where the patient stands up and sit down as many times as they can in 30 seconds. The physical therapist, they will count their number of repetitions, write it down, and this is done at the initial visit and then again throughout their program until discharge. And with preoperative exercise, we saw that patients were able to improve their times quicker than those patients who waited until after surgery to begin their exercise. Looking into the strength, the important muscles for after the total knee arthroplasty surgery are the extensor muscles and the flexor muscles. So we are trying to build these muscles up as quick as we can, whether that is through long arc quads, short arc quads, doing squats, sit to stands, things of that nature. With our preoperative exercise, we see these patients were able to build up strength sooner than those patients waiting until after surgery to begin their exercise. Now looking into a hospital stay, again with the preoperative exercise, we were able to build up strength and functionality before the patient went into the surgery, which means they would have more strength and functionality than they would have if they didn't do those exercises. So they were able to get out of the hospital sooner than those patients who waited until after surgery. The change model that I chose, promoting action on research implementation in health services, or PAIRS for short. So the PAIRS model really focuses on evidence, context, facilitation. So with our evidence, again, we want to stay up to date with the newest research and how this can improve our field of study. And using this with our PICO question, we want to see how preoperative exercise and the new research about it can improve our patients' postoperative outcomes. Now looking into the context, we want to see which setting is ideal for our patients, whether that is home health, whether that is outpatient physical therapy, or whether we can use telehealth and the physical therapist can put their exercises online where the patient can get to their resources. Again, the facilitation. And this all goes into the relationship that the patient has with their therapist and also rehab technicians who help them throughout their exercise. So I really like this change model, and that's why I chose it, because we are always trying to improve our research and use the newest available research when it comes to our field of study and to our plan. Now the evaluation of the data. The data collected, we collected the gender in those articles, also collected their survey response and their post-operative, their outcomes throughout their time in physical therapy. Then the physical therapists, they would measure knee extension and knee flexion, and then they would compare that throughout their time in physical therapy. So the analysis we can use for this data includes the paired t-test, where we can check before and after, compare strength or number of reps, such as with our 30-second sit to stand test and our tug. Also, we use Microsoft Excel so we can compare male to female, and we can also compare the age and how important that is towards our benefit and how patients can, improve their outcomes. Dissemination. So the communicating is very important, and we need to see which is the best way to communicate with our stakeholders. So who would benefit from this? Again, those patients who have osteoarthritis and are signed up for total knee arthroplasty. We could implement this into their plan before they go into surgery and show them the benefit of the preoperative exercise when it comes to their postoperative outcomes. So effective communication strategies when it comes to our stakeholders, such as our hospital administrators, our surgeons, and our physical therapists, and how we can reach them, whether that is best through phone call, through email, or through presentation we can send through email. So the presentation of my evidence-based practice, I would like to get the stakeholders and perform a PowerPoint presentation showing them the evidence backing up preoperative exercise and how it improves our postoperative outcomes, and why they should get on board and collaborate with me so we can improve the research going forward. Locally, I would like to do that with my benchmark physical therapy staff, since we have meetings every month, so I can show them the importance of preoperative exercise and have them brainstorming of ways they can improve their patients' postoperative outcomes. Nationally, I would like to get published in the Physical Therapy Journal of the APTA, and there I could reach physical therapists around the U.S., and we could all collaborate, and we could benefit from each other from research that I've done, and they can build off of that research. So how I plan to implement this evidence-based practice through the physical therapy clinic, talking with our therapists, reaching out to patients who are going to have a total knee arthroplasty surgery to their surgeons, and getting them in maybe a month ahead into the physical therapy session, and have them working on those preoperative exercises before their surgery, where they can build the strength and functionality they need, so they can again, start out sooner, be quicker in their postoperative exercise and their time after that. So all who's involved, we have our hospital administrator, we have our physical therapist, we have our patients. And with this, we can collaborate and build a better guideline for them. So lastly, my conclusion, the preoperative exercise along with the postoperative exercise produces improvement in functionality in our strength. So functionality, those patients being able to return to their normal activities sooner, to the strength of the patients where they feel strong enough to get in and out of a chair and feel comfortable doing that without feeling like they will tip over or they can't get up at all. Also decreasing the length of stay in the hospital. And this will also save our patients money, because the longer you stay in the hospital, the more you will be billed or your insurance will be billed. So we always want to benefit our patients as best as we can. Now, my recommendations, I think we should have a universal total knee arthroplasty preoperative exercise guideline, so we could collaborate with physical therapists and surgeons around the U.S., and those surgeons and those physical therapists will put the exercises that will greatly benefit the patient the most when it comes to strength. And I believe this is important because going on with further research, if we have a specific guideline, we can replicate these articles and do the research more, and then we can build off of that and see what we can add to that to benefit our patients and help them get better as soon as they can. So I really appreciate you taking the time to, look at my presentation. Here are my references. Thank you again. The semester has been great. I appreciate all the help and all the instruction that you all have given me. I greatly appreciate it, and y'all have a good one.